we talked about the low unemployment rate and how that pressures wages and everything. And I guess the question is there a labor shortage, Professor Goss, or is there a shortage of cheap labor?
I think there's a shortage of both. And but primarily though, the shortage that we track in our surveys is more of skilled workers. The trained skilled workers. In many cases, it's a worker who will, when they say skilled, they mean, or trained, they mean someone who shows up in the morning at 8 o'clock when the job begins. So the level of that we're not getting, and what's happening in our high schools and our community colleges and our universities, we're not doing a very good job of producing men and women that can go out there and take these jobs.
Professor Hart, what do you think?
No, I definitely agree. When I talk to farmers through the agricultural sector, they're searching for skilled labor. And when it comes down to it, the idea is that, you know, knowing something about agriculture, as you say, showing up at 8 o'clock in the morning or even before that, working that job.
Professor Hart, why don't these people pay more? I mean, if businesses were looking for cheap labor, yeah, people aren't going to want to do these awful jobs for not very much money. So why doesn't business pay more? I thought the marketplace was a wonderful thing.
The marketplace is a wonderful thing, but it's also a challenge in that the marketplace has to balance what are consumers willing to pay for the goods that we offer them versus the cost to produce them. And so labor is always caught in that squeeze of getting here going, how do we produce the goods at a price that consumer is willing to pay?
And they are paying more. And it's not necessarily showing up today. The number, again today, the number came out 2.8% growth year over year. Well, what about bonuses are not included in there? We're talking about health care costs not included in there. We're talking about lots of other things that aren't in there. So the workers are getting maybe not wage increases, but they're getting lots of other benefits that...
You hear him talk a lot more about benefits. You also see, I would say, we've seen a change in the way the labor force approaches employment. I would say, you know, my generation and older, we looked at, you got that job and that was the career you were looking to build. Now when you look at our younger folks, when they get out into the labor force, you know, I would say my average student 5 years out is probably on their third employment opportunity, where they're bouncing more and more through the job force.
James?